Yeah.
Let me introduce the first project. Bark is a city-based app and social network that connects dog owners and helps them discover dog-friendly places, walking routes, and resources. The jury were impressed by an accomplished blend of the walk tracking features, but also personalized recommendations and community features. All in all, it's a very promising business model and a compelling presentation the designers did for the awards. The project was designed by Bei Hu, who is based at Washington University in St. Louis in the United States. A warm welcome to you, Bei. Glad to have you here with us. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Aki. Yeah, I'm really honored to be here and share about my work.
Great. So take it away from here. The screen is yours.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so hi everyone. Greeting from the United States, and I'm Bei Hu. So I'm a multidisciplinary designer and educator, and today I would like to share my project Bark. Bark is a platform that leverages technology to enhance the lives of city dog owners. The app connects city parents and help them discover new dog-friendly resources across the city, aiming to create a social network that fosters their well-being. So a little bit about myself. I'm an assistant professor at Washington University in St. Louis, teaching interaction design in the communication design undergraduate program and the Master of Design in human-centered human-computer interaction and emerging technology. So for Bark, I would like to start with the why. So the initial interest for this project emerged when I first moved into a dog-friendly apartment in Brooklyn, New York. And I noticed that my mood improved a lot. And I realized it's because I could see all kinds of dog in the building every day. And their smiling faces brought me a lot of joy. It's true that dog makes everything better. So, as someone who has always wanted a dog, I began to have this vision and passion for creating something for a dog owner. The initial inspiration for this specific project came from the issue my friend Lauren encountered as a dog owner in New York City. So she owned this lovely poodle named Marcy. There have been many instances where Lauren encounters specific issue as a dog parent. Sometimes when she goes to a cafe near her house to get a cup of coffee, they yell at her and say that she can't have her dog inside. Even after explaining that she's just picking up a cup of coffee, they still don't allow her to bring Marcy in. This makes her feel pretty bad, and she has to tie up Marcy outside to a pool. But unfortunately, Marcy has separation anxiety and barks while Lauren is away. And she felt even more anxious because she doesn't want Marcy to get stolen or anything bad happen to her. So she kept looking out of the window to make sure she's okay. Actually, many city dog owners are encountering similar issue. Taking New York City, for example, with the research showing that there are roughly 600,000 dogs in the city. That amount to about one pet in every three homes. Despite this large number of dog and owner, navigating through a city as dog parent is still problematic. It's frustrating sometimes as there are lots of places you cannot bring your pets into, and it takes a lot of time to find the dog-friendly places in the city. So that draws me to this question. So how might we foster a mutually beneficial community that enables city parents to share dog-friendly resources? After conducting interviews and surveys with dog owner, I realized the design opportunity, which is to create a community-based app that create a supportive social network for information exchange. Whether you are a seasoned city parent or a new city parent, you can contribute your experience in this community and also being able to find dog-friendly resources that you're looking for. So this led to the creation of Bark, which provide access to a database of dog-friendly places and custom walking routes, along with social media and messaging feature for community engagement. It was designed around these four main user needs: the need for discovering dog-friendly spots, planning dog-friendly routes, connecting with other city parents, and share story and experiences. In my past experiences working as a UX designer and visual designer, I worked on products and concepts that have already been created. So I want to take this project as an opportunity to create a brand new product from start to finish. So I went through many iterations of sketches and wireframe, iterating them based on the feedback and the research outcome. And finally, I landed on this final design. And here are the four main pages of Bark, which I will walk you through briefly. So firstly, discovering dog-friendly spot in the city. User can easily find highly rated dog-friendly spot and connect with dog-related resources in the city. Secondly, finding dog-friendly routes. Since the user's need may vary a lot according to the size, breed, and the personality traits of the dog, dog-friendly could mean different type of preferences for different dog and parents. Some are looking for routes that have less noise, while others might look out for water fountain if they have large size dog. And you can customize your route preferences and find the perfect routes that match your need. Thirdly, curating dog walks. So Bark utilized AI to generate customized dog-friendly walking routes based on user input and provide access to a comprehensive database of dog-friendly places on the map. You can share your interests and need, and Bark will design the perfect dog walk for you and your furry friend. For example, let's say that your goal is to find a 2-hour route recommendation to walk with your large size dog, and you want to sit for a while at the dog friendly cafe and later watch the sunset by the water. Then you're being asked, what do you look for when walking your dog in New York City? You look for off leash areas, grassy areas, and water fountains. Then Bark generates a path for you. During the route, you can also easily add a stop if you think of somewhere else to go. Next, sharing and connecting with other parents. Share experiences, read and write reviews, connect with other parents in your community, build friendship, and get insider tips. So lastly, location sharing and privacy is a really important issue. So you can control who have access to your location. For instance, if you and your family member are taking turn walking the dog, you can check in from a long distance to let your loved one know where you and your fur friend are walking. So in conclusion, Bark served as a creative solution to my initial research problem by building a community for city dog owner. During user testing, I realized there's a business aspect that I need to take into more consideration. For example, beyond the current discovery, navigation, and social network feature, should this platform allow individual users or vendors to sell dog-related products or services? So in my future steps, I will research into this entrepreneur realm, and I think it has the potential to make a significant impact, not only through the business model, but also a social impact in the community. And here's a video that encapsulates the highlight feature of Bark.
Thank you very much, Bei Hu. Thanks. Wonderful project. And now also to all of you watching now, bring in your questions if you wish through the comments on LinkedIn. And of course, everybody here on Zoom, feel free to chip in. If you've got a comment, question, feel free to do so. Myself, I was wondering, Bei, it's a great idea. Of course, it's a niche group. Are there any comparable offers that you found?
You mean competitors?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There are several competitors, but they're all targeting specific use. Such as one is for finding dog sitter in the city so that you can go out to do something by yourself. And the other one is finding like places to groom your dog. But there's none that be like a central system that connect all that need. Yeah, so that's my observation from competitor analysis.
Right. So your application is more like a wayfinding travel movement app specifically for dog owners. Did you include such options as the one you mentioned, like finding dog sitters as well? Because that would seem like an obvious add-on if there is already a need for this.
Yeah. So for that, for the specific one about finding places to like groom your dog, there is because it's about dog-friendly resources. So if you search on using tag like specific service for dog, there's one for grooming the dog, and usually they also have service for letting you drop it like a daycare center. So that's how you find a place. But I think for dog sitter, usually they work with people that they either know or known through friends, so that there's a trust on it. So they might build that trust through like adding friends, like through the social network that's available to them on this database.
Yeah, right. Trust is a key issue there. Although I think when you already like share the possibility of meeting while walking dogs, and you might already have like a common interest, you might get in touch and discover people who might also help you in this one day. So is actually meeting people also a core of your concept? In a way, there is also like an overlap with dating apps, for instance.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, one day I saw online that people say like by having a puppy in the city is a good way to like meet new peoples because when dog socialized, you also like socialize. It's like you're becoming friends with your kids' parents, with your kids' friends' parents, like the same way of getting to know people. So I think meeting people is definitely like a key part of the end product of this product because it's like the core of why people stick with this product and why they want to use it is because they help them make social connection, and that also bring out lots of useful information for their life, either like knowing where to go for a specific service, but also like getting to know friends, and maybe they can help set your dog sometimes when you're out traveling.
Right, there is so many overlaps to be found there. Moving to the design aspect, there's a question from the audience from Himani. He wondered about accessibility, actually, when you were picking the colors, contrasts. Can you share some thoughts about this?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Thank you. And for the main color palette, I go with this type of yellow. It's also an outcome from my competitor research. So a lot of the app that's either toward like building connection or about dog or something related to things that bring you joy or happiness, they use this type of yellow or something that's warm color palette. So that's why I use this main color palette for this app, is to represent the essence of like why people want to have pets. It's because they bring you a sense of connection and happiness, and something that brings you joy. But for accessibility concerned, I mainly for other text, I use a darker brown, like darker gray or black for accessibility concern. So the yellow is more about bringing this brand identity, but for the text, like the crucial information, I didn't end up using that color because it's too light.
Right. Yeah. And another question from the same person about the design system you used for the application. Whether you used any pre-existing design systems like ones for iOS or Android or material design, or did you develop one yourself?
Yeah. So for several component, I refer to iOS, such as like the search bar on Google Map, but it's like more universal pattern. So I studied them because I want to refer to the pattern that people are used to and it's being proven to be efficient. So searching bar and like the rounded corner, I think that's like something that's really common in most of the app today. But for most of the like the layout, um, it was like specific for that page, um, and for the ease of the use. But I do think I do refer a lot to iOS system and how they established this cohesive system that serve like a family. Everything looks a little bit similar, but also have its variation.
Right. Thank you very much, dear Bei Hu, and congratulations on the award again. All the best for your future work and, of course, your work at university. And please stick with us. And again, please feel free to also raise your hand, ask questions on the next projects. Which brings me to our second case today. So MindCo is a support service which assists stroke patients and families. It provides real-time communication and emotional support, but also health tracking and rehab planning with medical teams. The jury pointed out on this project that it has a really great holistic approach and great thorough research that underpins it. And it perfectly strikes a balance of both offering medical context, but also positive motivation. And again, here also an excellent presentation in the submission and great emotional storytelling. So for this project, I'm very happy to welcome Jing Ye. Jing, you're a UX designer and you're based in Germany currently. So hello and welcome. How are you?
Hi everyone, I'm Jing and thank you all for joining this great talent track and my presentation. And wait a second, I'm going to share my screen. Yeah. After a stroke, recovery is not just about the body. Many stroke patients struggle with post-stroke depression, and MindCo connects patients, families, and doctors to build this supportive recovery network for these stroke patients. And why is this so important? Let's take a look. More than 30% of these patients at least experience the depression within 5 years after their stroke. And even 90% of these stroke patients who lack social support eventually die as a result. And currently, most help comes too late. There aren't not enough physiological therapists, and medication starts too late and has often side effects for these stroke patients. And also families don't know how to help and what's the next step for this recovery process. And about the challenges of living with PSD, which called post-stroke depression, compared to the typical stroke patients, these PSD patients face more challenges because of the depression. For example, lack of motivation, slower recovery process, and also for their family members, they need to deal with this depression and under more pressure than other typical stroke patients. So to really deal with these challenges, we need to look beyond just the patients. So after this analysis, I find that people who matter most for a better recovery are actually stroke patients, family members, and the medical team. And then the surveys and interviews with these three groups were conducted. There are 15 stroke patients, 2 family members, and 3 medical experts, and 1 physiological counselor in this survey and interviews. From the patient's side, the results showed that they often feel negative due to the motor impairment, denial, and slow recovery. And also around 40% of them deal with emotions on their own or just escape the reality. And very few stroke patients actually get real support from the other groups. Or medical experts said early intervention and emotional support are crucial, but depression often overlooked and lack timely support. So these insights show that both patients and family members need more guidance and more support from the whole recovery groups. And then, according to these research, I mapping out this whole recovery process and to figure out the emotional change and the action change during the whole recovery journey. And to understand this better, I grouped them by age, both the patients and their families. And you can see the patients often feel unclear about condition, lost confidence, and other issues, and they may not understand anything and about what's next steps and so on. And later they became depressed or unmotivated. And also for the families of older patients, being busy with work and also have the responsibility of this caregiver roles make it hard to give steady support. So looking at the full recovery journey, the age differences really started to show. So which group really need our attention the most? The most stroke patients are actually middle-aged or older patients. Compared to younger people, they often have less support and greater vulnerability and rely heavily on family care. So that's why I choose and focus on this key group, because they really need more help than the younger stroke patients. And their caregivers are usually their working age children who juggle jobs and caregiving responsibilities. So through the whole research, there are 3 key issues in the whole stroke recovery. First, lack of information sources. Second, lack of patient initiative. And third, stroke ignorance. At the core, it's about worry or fear of stroke and don't know what to do. So the design focus on the 3 main opportunities. First, information exchange. To make it easier to share useful information during the whole process, the patients and families can know what's going on and what to expect, and increase engagement and initiative to help patients stay more involved instead of passively get help from the medical team. And third, progress visualization. So it's easier to understand their condition, to stay motivated, and to see how far they've come. Then, based on these three opportunities, the concept of collaborative recovery was developed. Instead of working alone, these three groups stay connected through data sharing, health checking, and ongoing communication. And the patients can log their health and emotions and share the data with their families. So the families members could check the health data and give the support for their loved ones. And the medical team here, they take the responsibility to give the medical support, to give the consultation and other mental support to these two groups, to the patients and family members. So this continuous exchange keeps everyone involved and creates a more connected and supportive recovery process. And here's the overall workflow. To protect the stroke patient's privacy and meet different needs, the system has two sides, one side for family members and one side for stroke patients. The family sides focus more on emotional interaction, emotional support, and about tracking data and explore more knowledge of stroke and to get more help from the medical team. And the stroke patients mainly focus on their own health condition and about his or her recovery plan and get involved more in this recovery process. Next, I want to show you how this design can connect patients, families, and doctors in meaningful ways. And what you are seeing here is Connect to Care. This is where sorry, there's once, okay. Now let's move to the homepage. There's a circle in the center showing the patient's moves over the week. When families see this, they can easily send caring message and emojis to patients, and the patients will get their messages instantly. So this easy and lightweighting connection and this port means that no need for big phone call or video call or big conversation, and it's very easy for the stroke patients to take this easy support during their recovery. And on the health page, families can check both mental and physical health. For example, in this emotional card, they see mood chat over time and plus per week, per month, or per half year about the patient's emotion, and also summarizes that explain possible causes and tips, even cross-analyzes about with other data and other tips. And similarly, for example, here the blood pressure shows daily patterns and helpful information, and this makes it easier to understand and what's going on and when it might be time to get more advices from the doctor team. And for the patient side, after tracking patient's health on health page, these patients can mainly check their own condition, and they can start this quick mood check and also reveal their own physical health data in a simple visual format. If any values show signs of risk, the system highlights them in red or yellow and starts reaching out to a doctor, for example, phone consultation, video chat. And for the explore page, it means support and answers for families. The families can turn to this page for extra support and connection. For example, there are many topics from the experts and to explain about the stroke knowledge, so the family members could learn more about it, and they could also discover more stroke topics in this community and with other stroke patients and family members. So also about finding doctors, finding hospitals, and other this support for family members, then they can directly get help from these hospitals. Yeah. At the last, the plan page gives patients a daily recovery plan with reminders for medication and different training activities. And here you can see many different training and about the reminder here. And with just a tab, they can also organize their own activities and have some relax to reduce their pressure. And in the summary, let them keep track of their overall rehabilitation anytime. So in the short, MindCo focus on the real challenges patients and families faced, and make it easier for both groups to understand what's happening and get the right support, step into a recovery early, instead of feeling afraid of stroke or unsupported and ending up with depression. So what's next for my project MindCo? First, I want to connect this platform with more local hospitals and rehab centers to have more community networks to make real life support easier to access. And also I plan to use AI to generate more personalized and adaptive recovery plans for these stroke patients. And finally, I hope to add more education training models for families so they can better support the patients. And that's my project. And any questions?
Right. Yes, right. Any questions? Please chip in. Thank you very much, Jin. It's a wonderfully elaborate project, and you really brought it to a high level of final design and structure. Can I ask you where the idea came from?
Oh, during my internship, actually my internship are focused on this stroke and other brain illness. Yeah, and I did a basic research, and I find out that more than 30% stroke patients have post-stroke depression. And as I said, that there are few actual support for these patients. They need to deal with negative emotions, deal with depression by themselves. So I decided to design this platform to help them and to connect the whole network for them to get more help. Yeah.
Right. So challenge found and resolved. Can you share a little bit of information about your research and the core user groups that you focused on?
Yeah, actually, first I did several paper research, and I find out some basic understanding of the background about these challenges, and then I did a survey with the hospitals, with the stroke patients here. But I find out that the doctors don't allow me to do deeper interviews with these stroke patients directly. So I decided to search more stroke patients and to do these interviews. And I finally find two patients, and I did about 20 minutes interview with them, and to figure out the different stage, that what kind of challenges, what kind of needs that they have, and to figure out the key pain points on the recovery plan. Yeah.
Right. So you also talked with family members as well of these patients, I assume?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, what the jury pointed out, and I think it shows beautifully, is like how you stroke the balance of medical context and informative content on one hand, but also positive emotion, which is quite difficult. And I quite love your mental approach to create two versions, let's say, approaches for two different user groups according to what they need. I'm wondering, did you have also an eye on the design side of these two groups? For instance, maybe different kind of accessibility for patients, because they might be older, they might be both visually, but also maybe bodily impaired after a stroke. Did you respond to that in your design concept as well?
You mean, did I have other design?
For instance, yes. How did you respond, or did you respond differently visually to these two main user groups in the app?
Yeah, first I developed different versions of these different groups, and I make simple user tests. And first I just show several data with these numbers and over the tracks for on my app to show the health data or mental health to these stroke patients. And they said it's too much because there are too much words and too much not really not easy to understand these numbers.
Too much information as well, and less context.
Yeah, so I reduce this context and to these visual parts. Yeah, and because I do it just by myself, and I have limited time and resources. So in the future, I really want to make more user tests with stroke patients, with more stroke patients, and to figure out whether this design project is very suitable for them. Yeah.
Thanks. There are questions from the audience, so I'd like to bring them in. Actually, a little bit a step away, still on the design side, but away from your app itself. From Muhammad Riyaz, he asks whether you can clarify how important standardization of spacing typography is across mobile and web platforms, and how do you ensure the precision in the designs on these both platforms, web and mobile?
Okay, in this project, I actually didn't design a web version for this app, but actually I think it's really also important to design another end for these two groups, and yeah.
Okay, that's a clear question. Answer to your question there. At the moment, this is like a standalone app, so the focus is on consistency here, not across web and app platforms as well. Actually, a question, because you mentioned AI as the source of information, especially medical information, which is a tricky subject in terms of reliability of the sources and the quality of data. And there is a question a little bit like, or half a question, half a comment from Geeta Bugdani, who says, well, many LLMs can already answer many questions about maybe patient or stroke patients' situation and offer advice. And many health apps also feature this. So what's the difference in your approach? What's the USP in MindCo? What do you think?
About this stroke knowledge and topics, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, MindCo helps patients and the family members to help these user groups to do the whole, for example, whole support, emotional interaction, and other stuffs on my platforms, then the patients and other user group don't need to other platform and to do more research and to waste their time. And here, the medical topics and medical articles from the medical team is actually extra support for this user group, and they can easily to get quick help from my platform. Yeah.
Yes, get you. Obviously, your app is much more about a communication and platform plus information as well. Bei Hu, you had a question to Jing. Would you just like to ask her directly? Maybe that's much easier for you.
Yeah, thank you. Jing, I really love your design and your research. So because my grandpa actually went through stroke several years ago, so I'm just curious, like in your research, have you defined any type of like emotional support that means most to senior people that are not comfortable using digital products? Like, for example, like a call from their grandson overseas, or like a hug from a family member, or like going out for a walk or on wheelchair, but being able to breathe in the nature. Like, what type of emotional support did you got from your research?
Yeah, because during my research time, I find around 40% of these stroke patients don't want to share their emotions directly to their family members. And it's very difficult for them to share their feelings. They tend to avoid them or just deal with them by themselves. So I decided to design this a very easy way to let family members to give this emotional support. This very easy way on my homepage, you have seen that this emotional interaction for them. And you said that from for example, in the nature and to go outside. I've also think about that, but for many stroke patients, they couldn't move very well, or they have more motor impairment currently. So it's these activities are actually very difficult for them in recovery process. So I just designed this part on my plan page for as extra activities opportunities for the stroke patients, so they can decide to choose this way or other way to release or reduce their pressure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. There are other questions as well from the audience, but I encourage you just to reach out directly to our speakers via LinkedIn and continue the conversation there, because we still have another project to go, and it's also an exciting one. So Jin, congrats again on the award, and all the best for the continuation. I think this project has the potential to become a product, and there is definitely a need and an unfilled need for it.
Thank you so much.
So everybody, we've been waiting to know more about the third New Talent Award winner, and this is Plus Everybody Counts. This is actually also a project in the health space. It supports healthy aging, and it uses AI to deliver personalized care and health monitoring to help older adults to stay safe, independent, and connected. So the jury was impressed by really an intuitive voice-first health management, which combines both secure digital identity integration and inclusive design. Welcome to the two designers from a larger project team from the Polytechnic University of Milan. It's Giulia Zhu and MinDan Chen. And also your team colleagues on the project were Cansel Gursoy, Fabio Sannino, and Yaren Yavuz. So Giulia and MinDan, for your entire team, please take it away from here. Welcome to the show, and the screen is yours.
Thank you. I'm going to share the screen. Can you share that? Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Today we are going to share our project, which is Plus Everybody Counts, a project that we developed together with Cansel, Fabio, Yaren, MinDan, and me. And as presented, Plus is a healthcare management platform that helps seniors to monitor their health condition and to obtain customized healthcare. MinDan is going to explain more the research background of this project. So the plus is based on the current situation of the society. Where in the number of the people aged 65 plus, there will be more than double, and the societies will be older. And based on this current situation, we conducted user interview to the elderly. Some of them, they said they try not to miss the doctor checkups. They want to connect themselves to life, and when they might some health issues, they would use Google and Facebook to search for that. But some of them, they refuse to use that because it's really hard for them to use the online service, and they would to always to asking their children. So based on this situation and the interviews, we generated 3 insights. Most of the elderly deal with the health issues, and they frequently visit the doctor, but technology are challenging for them. After that, we generate our problem statement. Elderly people 75 plus need tailored help to use online healthcare platforms for appointments and tracking their health because the surveys are moving online now and they have the low-tech skills. In order to better understanding our user, we create user personas. Fabio, he is 81 years old and he has some health issues, but he has a low-tech proficiency. He wants to use the healthcare management app to help him stay on track with the treatment. And so based on these needs, he need a more user-friendly interface and he need a more inclusive service that helps him to access the healthcare services. He want to be more independent and manage his health by himself. After that, we want to find out what's the touch point and the pinpoint in the process that the elderly using the online service. So we create the user journey map and the scenario. It could be divided into the 5 major steps of this. First is onboarding. When the user use the application, they need to the more easy to set up an accessible app to use that. And after that, based on the communication with our AI, our system, we would give the corresponding feedback, like the timely reminders to ensure the medication adherence and help the user to regular monitoring his health status. Then the voice assistant and also the system would give the health advice for the user, which is make the user access to the personalized health advice and the detection for potential health issues. After that, based on the elderly personal information, the system would give the convenient booking of their based on their location and health condition. And when the user finished their visit with the doctor, the system would give the post-visiting follow-up, which is more integrated with the visit reporters and continuous health support. Is a nature habit-based interaction. Okay, let's have a look. How's the Plus system working out? This is our solution video.
Many seniors face health issues and frequently visit the doctor. In our digital era, staying connected to healthcare can be challenging for elderly loved ones, especially those with limited tech skills. With Plus, it's time to change that. Start by talking with Plus, your AI-powered personal assistant.
Welcome, Anita. I don't feel well. I see your blood sugar has been high this week. Would you like me to help you book an appointment with your doctor? I'll set a reminder for you. Here is a summary of your appointment.
Take pictures of your medications and prescriptions, have the details read aloud, and set reminders.
This is metformin 500 milligrams tablets.
Keep track of your health with just one tap. With Plus, we empower seniors to manage their health and stay supported. Join us in making healthcare accessible for everyone.
Yeah, and this is the final result that we arrived after the research. As you can see, we have only dashboard that combine all the features, and they are presented as big buttons where user could easily click according also the different colors and icons. We also work a lot with the typography, as many people might think is a little bit small, but actually 24 and 21 was already good enough with the readability. At first, we will have a easy navigation process where we'll explain at first all the main features of the application, which is helping them to manage the medication, scheduling appointments, and monitor their health. We also thought about an important part, which is the security of your data. So by using SPID or other electronic media record, our user could easily just import data and reports in the system, so they can connect also with the health care system. Then by asking also important questions like, we have a lot of technology today, but how could we use those technology and the development of AI features in our project? So we thought about different features such as voice assistant. AI could actually help users by inputting the just by talking as input, and to give assistance like giving for example advices, or even helping them to navigate through the different kind of features. Then anomaly detection and prevention are really important AI features that, based on the existing models and World Health data, to keep your health, to manage your health. Also, we try to, from the accessibility of the interface, to design the big cards and colored in the way that they could easily see everything at the first sight, and also by combining with some graphs. Then we thought an important aspect is how much AI could also make the experience more and more personalized according to, for example, usage behaviors, and also according to your different kind of needs. For this situation, we thought about two main features. The first one is the reminder, which you could also decide to input the activities of medicine by yourself, or just by asking Plus to help you. And additionally, the appointment one, which is an important feature because it would empower elders to have the possibility to book appointment by themselves by choosing and having recommendation from AI, from like which are the best doctor according to your position and your condition, and also to, after the post visit, to upload your report directly in the system. And the last one is about the OCR text detection images, because most of the packagings or scripts are usually really small. So by just easily take a picture of the packaging medicine, the system would easily update all the information like intake medicine or advices directly to the application on Plus. And in the end, our team has actually conducted 6 user testing with elder users. And in general, it was well appreciated, all the function, and thought useful, especially from people who has low technical skills. They thought the voice was right, but we had other limitations, such as it was too mechanical, or it was hard to keep listening the voice talking. But and also in the end, we will try in the future maybe to work more with AI trust and this kind of sphere. And we believe that Plus is about making our user more inclusive, is about making more accessible the service, and is about making technology more user friendly. And in the end, is about making putting trust and trying to work on the reliability on the healthcare services, because we believe that through technology we can make people more independent and also our future happier, safer, and healthier. Yeah. And thank you so much. And we wish to stay in step together no matter our ages, by aging well and by improving our healthcare. Yeah, thank you. If you have any questions.
Thank you very much, both of you. Great project, and the jury also underlined that using natural language processing is a great solution for people who are less tech savvy and maybe have difficulties with touch UIs. So the idea to support in creating tasks, appointments, schedules, and so on through speech is a great concept. There was actually a question from the audience, which I might bring in because it starts actually with the service itself as well. From Gita Bugdani, she asks, so how do patients or how do users enter their own medical data into the app? Because that might be pretty tricky when, for instance, blood sugar numbers and so on. So how is this done?
Okay. Yeah, maybe because we at the beginning we thought those health data are particularly sensible comparing to other kinds of data. So in our system, we combined electronic ones, so they are basically national one. And by, for example, entering with speed data, you already have a repository of your health and personal data. So every time that you also go to the doctor, you will automatically update all this kind of data in your system. But also by using Plus, you can also, like, for example, I daily have to calculate my blood. So data I just talk to a Plus, or just update in case they want to do manually, just in that way. So by anomaly and prevention system, AI is able to keep in track about your health management part. Yeah.
So updating, entering health data potentially, or in the best case scenario, would be done automatically by health providers or health systems, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, so there's also the collaboration between patients and doctors. So it might become a better way and easier way to access to these kind of services.
Yes, and also with health institutions, because they use the speed data. Yeah.
Right. So this is the technical tricky part, which would, of course, we have to consider this as a concept. So this is a food for thought. So how can we approach services in a different way? It's not, there is many technical details which you would have to, and problems with data sources that you would have to solve if this was a product. For the moment, it's a great approach to a totally different or let's say more assistive kind of product. I'm wondering whether you found when you were designing for a voice first, whether you had any takeouts in terms of design ideas or questions, like how is there something that you would say design-wise changes when you design for a UI which is focused on voice first? Any design decisions you took?
I think we are not like focus on the voice assistant first. We focus on how can the elderly interact with our app more convenient and more easily for them. So I think the simple is the most point that we focus on. And but I agree with the voice assistant is what is our the core point. We we put a lot of effort on that, and also when we carry out the user testing, and we would think about how about users think about this voice, the voice tone, the voice speed, and we also like based on their comment, we change it, yeah, like that. Do you have any, Julia?
Yeah, we actually, but we tried with voice because we believe that multimodal is interaction would enhance the experience. And of course, during the user test, we realized a lot that it might depend a lot according not only by age of people, but also by the background. Maybe for people who the has done different kind of education or also job, they would might differ a lot. Maybe people with the same age, they might prefer using a voice assistant because it's easier to them to navigate. But for others was really quick, just clicking. So it really depends. And yeah, AI voice is a huge topic that recently needs, and maybe many research and designer are trying to work on it.
Yes, and of course you have the voice activating button on each screen very prominently, so it helps people to access the assistive function wherever they are, if they can't or have difficulties with manual input. You mentioned the issue of trust, and I found it very interesting also that your target user group, when you did tests with older people, they also saw this challenge. So what are your thoughts about how did you approach or try to enhance trust in AI with your user group? And what's your thoughts on this?
We initially just found, because we try to find a user by ourselves. And in the beginning, we asked many people and elder people, oh, would you like to do the testing with a phone? And at first, there were many people that rejected to try because they say, oh, I'm not able, or oh, I don't want to, I'm not capable, or I don't have anything to do with technology. So they just rejected. And yeah, we this is something that we also wanted to investigate in the future, like, but why do elder people, they might not trust not only AI but also in general technology? How could we make them more capable or confident by using those technology, because they are also essential to bring them more close to the current society.
Yeah.
Also, yeah.
Yeah, you can go.
Now,
Continue.
just also how society could also go closer to them, so it's bidirectional.
Yeah, I think this is the first need that why we want to create this design and this project to the elderly, because I mean the society is developing, but sometimes the elderly are not be focusing by the society, and we have to use our ability and what can we do for the elderly. If we can really make them like connect with the society by themselves, I think it is meaningful and is useful for that. And one interesting thing that we asked the user to do the test. We went to the park. It's like most of the elderly working out there, and we went there. Hey, do you want to do the test? But one of them said they think we are asking money for them. So it's really interesting, and it's really hard to touch like this such group. Let them to connect with the technology and to do that. But I mean, we're designer, we have to do that. We have, if we can do that, we need to do that. Yeah.
That's a very great statement, I think. I mean, then that it's actually like that is the value of good design in actually bridging not only challenges but also hesitations, and of course, in the best of cases, using technology to make life better. The one final question on trust, maybe still from Jita Bugdani. He asked, what's the error handling mechanism for voice input? Because I think that also is an element. How do you solve errors in voice input? Did you think about this?
Errors?
Yes, when the voice doesn't understand, the MLP doesn't exactly understand what has been said.
Okay. In our case, we have it's a prototype that we have done with Protopy because it has the functionality just pick some specific words that it listen. According to that, then respond accordingly. But I do believe that nowadays there's a lot of AI technicality, for example, natural language processing. They are able just to give meaning in the context according also to the word that they hear. So I think this one is something that might be really helpful in the design sphere, understanding this kind of also the features, and yeah, this model is really helpful.
Yes, and we are working academic research also on this project. We are continuing on working on that. And at first we also thought like maybe we can input the ChatGPT API into this application, so that would be more correct for the user. We can make up some errors for that. But yeah, this later work, I think we would continue on work.
Yeah, there is still, I mean, it's a constantly evolving field. And actually, I would like to end up with one final question to all of you from Mina. And he asked, which are the best AI tools to use in the UX process, actually? So you mentioned Protopy, and I find this extremely nice because actually they were a winner in the UX Design Award in the same year as you were in the product area. So any other tools, also Jing and Bei, and also, of course, you too?
I think Figma is also good because Figma makes a bigger update recently, and they also insert some AI part. And I saw some tools that was popular mentioned is Curacao in the social media. Some designers, they use the Curacao to write the code and to build some beautiful UI interface, which is also good. And also ChatGPT, I think, is easy to help us to brainstorming the plan and also give some the good suggestions. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe if you work with more tangible or like you want to model your own data, you could also think about edge inputs that you can model and input your own data, so you can try to make some cool prototypes.
I see nodding all around. So yeah, please go back to the chat maybe after the event and put in your suggestions on other tools. And of course, everybody watching now as well, because this is, yeah, as I said, it's a constantly evolving topic. There are so many tools, and there's, of course, growing ways how to use them in both design processes and user research as well. Thank you, Giulia and MinDan, and of course, thanks also to all your team members, and congratulations on this very nice concept, and all the best for your next projects.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you so much.
Dear all, it was a great pleasure speaking with you, but above all, seeing more about your work, and congratulations from all of us at the International Design Center Berlin on winning in the UX Design Award.